Hello, Cancers. This is Tarot Queen Jamila. I'm here to do your, it's going to be for February, March, and April of 2017, your compatibility reading for the lovers. I am going to be using my Pagan Tarot deck for these readings. What is the purpose of these readings? There's been a lot of people that have there's, more people love these readings more than the people that hate them, first of all. The whole purpose of these readings is to uncover secrets about your relationship, and also to realize that, people change. You're not going to necessarily die with the person that you met in high school. That is the reality. So, because I was hearing a couple last night fighting, and he was telling her, I ain't happy. So, and she just totally ignored it. Totally ignored it. He told her, I ain't happy. And when he ups and leaves her, she's going to play victim. So, if somebody is telling you, I ain't happy, you can put a Band-Aid on it, but it's a problem. So, this is about being responsible. I'm an adult. I want to make my relationships better. Okay? So, I'm going to be doing the Axis relationship spread. I'll be looking at emotional, intellectual compatibility, and what lesson that person is meant to teach you. Because some people come into your life for a reason, and some people come in for a very long time. Some people come in for a short amount of time. Some people come into your life for 10 years and then they leave. So, I think that these readings are not meant to hurt anybody. It's meant to give you freedom from, the hell that you're in. Okay? So I'm just going to call to the spirits for the Cancer lovers. What is the nature of the connection or the lesson? What's the intellectual compatibility, the emotional compatibility, and the likely progression of the relationship? So this is just a 5-card spread, but it could end up being more cards. So we'll just see what happens. So this is what I want to say. Hopefully you're in a relationship with somebody that you're actually happy with. Hopefully you're in a relationship with somebody that's completely and totally happy with you. So that's what I would be looking for. But we'll go ahead and check and see what's going on here. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button. I'm sort of having a bad hair day today, guys, because I was trying to do something with my hair earlier and I ended up changing it. All right, so we got some new beginnings for some Cancers. All right, so I'm going to throw out the next card. So you know what? I think that the Cancers are doing pretty good, except for the intellectual compatibility, and I will talk about that. Card number 1 is the theme or the lesson or the nature of your connection now. So I feel like a lot of Cancers are getting back together with old flames, or you could be meeting your twin flame. So the Fool card is when you get in touch with God. So the first thing you have to be able to see is self. Okay? Because, God reflects on you. So I feel like what the Fool card is saying, first of all, I feel like a lot of Cancers in your relationships, you are working on trust. You're working on trusting each other, which has been a challenge. So I'm going to clarify why there is a trust issue. But I do see that there is a new beginning. So I do see that there is a rejuvenation. I'm going to ask Spirit more about the Fool card. Okay, so you got the 8 of Pentacles. So I feel like it was trust issues surrounding sex. Okay, in some sort of way. And I feel like it's the feminine energy in the relationship that and this totally resonates with me as a Cancer, because if we don't trust our partner, we can't fully give ourselves to them. And we don't want to cheat ourselves, because giving like ourselves 100%, we know that we're going to get what we wanted. We know. So I can see right now currently with the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like things are moving for you. Also, I feel like with the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like this is about financial security and working. So I didn't get any court cards yet, but I imagine that it will come out. Seven of Cups is your intellectual compatibility. So I feel as though with the Seven of Cups, this is where there's some sort of disillusionment. This is when there's some sort of, not seeing things the way that they should. So I'm going to clarify that Seven of Cups. And I know that it's right on the tip of my tongue what the Spirit is trying to come out and say. But I'm going to... Okay, so the Chariot turned over. But I'm going to ask Spirit to give me more clarification, because the Seven of Cups is usually some sort of emotional thing. So I feel as though maybe the feminine energy in the relationship is sort of feeling as though, especially with the Chariot, like maybe their partner doesn't give them, credit for being smart. I can definitely resonate with that, because most of the males that I've dated have always tried to make me feel like I'm stupid. Yeah. And I think that it's a comfort zone for them to be in. So the Chariot comes up, and the Chariot points to this being a serious friggin' obstacle. I feel like the Chariot represents the Cancer. When you look it up, it does represent the Cancer. And it also represents somebody that is determined to make something work. I do feel like it is a challenge in the relationship. I'm just going to ask Spirit to give me more clarification on it. So I feel like the intellectual compatibility is there, but I feel like there's all sorts of obstacles happening, because because intellectual compatibility connects with respect for your partner. So if you don't match each other intellectually, one partner might feel like they're being cheated, because they're feeling like, I'm not even being treated like a whole person. I'm not being appreciated as a whole person. And that can be really devastating to a relationship. I've seen a lot of relationships, it's kind of like the acknowledgement. Okay, it's about acknowledgement. Okay, so I feel like, and I just knew it. I friggin' knew it. I knew that there was going to be an earth sign that was going to come out in this reading. So I do feel like for a majority of Cancers, you are dealing with a earth sign individual. Also, for some of you Cancers, this may be a female that could be sort of putting up roadblocks in your relationship. So the fact that I'm using the Pagan Tarot deck, so this could be somebody that could have influence, possibly, or it could be your partner. So I do feel like your partner is either Virgo, Capricorn, or a Taurus, which is an earth sign individual. I do feel as though here's another Novice of Swords. So I'm feeling as though, oh God, yeah, manipulation. Both of these people seem to somehow be manipulating your relationship somehow. Now, the Novice of Swords could also be your partner's energy, but I feel like these are two people. I feel like this is an earth sign individual and an air sign individual. Air sign could be Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. Okay. Now, I do believe it's two women. Okay. Even if you're male or female Cancer. And they are manipulating the situation. The Seven of Cups points to, decisions, something being up in the air due to lack of morality as well. So I kind of feel as though, this person, one of these people is your partner. I definitely see a love triangle. It may not necessarily be love triangle, but it could just be some sort of manipulative energy. So I would say that the intellectual compatibility is there, but I feel as though with the Seven of Cups, the Chariot pointing to obstacles and setbacks, and I do kind of feel as though Spirit is saying with the Magician that any Cancer, you know, you have the ability to take control of your own destiny. And I will ask Spirit, what kind of outcome are they seeing? Now, here's another thing that I'm seeing. You got a very good outcome in whatever this situation is, and it is connected. So I'm just going to ask Spirit, I'm going to throw another card on one of your future cards and just see what Spirit is seeing happening with this situation, because the Magician is showing some sort of energy manipulation. Okay, so the Elder of Cups. This is possibly an older person, definitely a water sign individual, definitely somebody that can bring some depth to this situation, because, you know, I can see just a lot of, you know, foolery, gossip, fakery. You know, these people could even be false friends. So that does seem to be an obstacle. The Seven of Cups points to, you know, feminine emotions that are just, you know, like you're waiting on your partner to, you know, see that you have a brain. And that can be devastating to anybody that's intelligent. If somebody is intelligent and their partner treats them like they're a friggin' blubbering idiot and doesn't show them respect, it's definitely going to have an impact on the relationship. Now, I feel like the Elder of Cups is a Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces. I feel like it's going to usher in this Tower in the future. So I feel as though this is possible lifestyle issue. You know, maybe this is another compatibility obstacle. Okay. Now, in the past, okay, you can see where with the Six of Pentacles, you know, things were sort of equal, even. You know, the energy's flowing really good. Now, your emotional compatibility is the Six of Cups. So that's beautiful and amazing. I got really excited when I saw this card, because what this means is that, you know, whoever your partner is, you may have grew up with them. They may give you the feeling of nostalgia, you know, just make you really happy and just, you know, take you back to your childhood, make you feel like a kid again. So I think the emotional compatibility is perfect. It's perfect. So I just think that the intellectual, I feel like there's a couple of people that are sort of, you know, and here's another thing, you know, maybe these are friends of yours. I do feel like Cancer, these do represent people in your life. One or both of them could be, you know, sort of close to your situation. So all right, I'm going to ask Spirit to clarify this Six of Cups. Sorry about the noise. Jacob is in there playing, so I'm going to let him get his playtime out. So the Death card comes up. So I feel like the emotional connection is really intense. Okay, like a heart chakra connection. Two of Cups comes up also. So I feel like you're definitely, you know, whoever is with you, Cancer, they're definitely in love with you. So now in the future, the likely progression, looking in the past, you know, whatever your relationship is, it's definitely with the Six of Pentacles coming up. It's definitely beneficial in a lot of ways. Okay, with the Six of Pentacles. So this is where, you know, you're being given gifts and favors and love and respect and kindness, and things are being returned to you. So after the Tower, I did lay out the next card, and you got the Sun card. So I feel like with the Sun card coming up, I feel like this is just you and your partner enjoying the next 3 months. I see this is really being very beneficial. I do see a big time change coming out of whatever this situation is with these two other people. Spirits, give me one more clarification card for the Sun. The World card tried to, okay, so a card did flip over. So I do feel as though the Three of Chalices represents a reunion. Also, the Three of Cups could represent pregnancy. It could represent just having a really happy, joyful time. This is also a reunion card. So I feel like maybe on some level, one or both of these people, you know, I feel like there's close family relations. So I do feel like there's a third party, but I feel like there's energies that sort of need to be worked out. There's definite treachery going on with the Seven of Cups. This is when someone tries to delude somebody, and it does affect them emotionally, because Seven of Cups is possibly one of the, I think the Seven of Cups is worse than the Devil card sometimes. It's pretty bad. This is when someone's being lied to, somebody's being disillusioned. I wouldn't assume that it's your partner because you're with them. If you're going to assume that it's them, then why would you be with them in the first place? So I feel like that's the whole point of trust. And I feel like you are working to build that trust. And I do see that trust manifesting with the Three of Cups. So that's actually a very beautiful outcome. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm just going to, I don't know, throw one more card just to kind of see a little bit further into the Three of Cups as far as what that dynamic is. The Devil comes up. So I feel as though with the Devil coming up and then the Three of Wands, I do feel like you are dealing with some sort of triangle. This is someone that definitely is really, really someone that just doesn't stop. I feel like you have a stalker. Could be a male, definite male stalker energy. So I do see some stalking going on. And Cancers do get stalked often. And so do Earth sign people. But, I'm seeing this in here definitely, that there is some negative energy. It does have something to do with someone that is looking at your partner, Cancer, or either looking at you, or either just looking at the relationship. Also looking closely at your money. Just really, really I can really see that. So, I feel as though you got to watch your back, at all costs. And I would say protection is what I would say. And also possibly coming and getting a private reading, because it's obvious that you've got some people that are manipulating. And it is causing some intellectual compatibility issues. Okay, it's causing some setbacks and some problems. Because if you don't respect your partner, you're gonna have problems the whole relationship. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, Cancer. I do provide other spiritual services, including spiritual counseling. Also, I do energy work. So I work with energy is what I work with essentially. Okay. Which is essentially what we all work with. So, as far as spiritual auric field cleansings, breakups, reunions, money spells, business advice and stuff like that, I do provide that stuff. But I feel like a lot of Cancers, you're going to need possibly maybe some sort of either breakup spell work, or maybe even some sort of legal spiritual counseling, because spiritual people can provide legal advice. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Namaste.